Hello and welcome to another Sprues and Brews unboxing. Today we're looking at the new release for Blood Bowl, the Gnomes. So yeah, this was a bit of a shock release for Blood Bowl. I don't think anybody was expecting this. A brand new team, the Gnomes. So first of all I want to say massive thanks to Games Workshop for sending us free review copies to have a look at on the site and unbox. What we're going to do in this video is have a look at the new kits, have a look at the teams, see how they all go together. In the second half of the video, hopefully we'll have these painted and built up so we can see what they look like in the flesh. And then we'll be talking through their, their stats and their rules in the new Spike magazine as well. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to painting these ones up because they are very, very unusual. So obviously they were revealed at the recent Warhammer World anniversary event, and yeah, if you like cute critters, this is your team. So obviously brand new Blood Bowl team and lots of cute animals and foxes and badgers and geese and all sorts of crazy stuff in there. Yeah, I think this is going to be a very popular one for painting up, let alone for like playing the game. At the time of filming this, I don't know the stats. Obviously when we get to the second half we'll have the Spike magazine so we can see how they do in game, but I suspect they're not going to be terribly strong in a fight. Maybe the guys with like geese and badgers can do stuff. Apparently the foxes are your ball carriers, so we'll see how they are. But yeah, these look so cool. I don't know what I'm going to be doing for scheme on these. I do quite like the box art one, but I think they look quite good in like a varied scheme as well, with lots of different bright colours, lean into the whole kind of garden gnome thing. So we'll have a look at this kit first, and then we'll have a look at the other two. So like with most Blood Bowl kits, this is probably a couple of identical frames that can then be used to build the various positionals. So we'll put those to one side. First of all, have a quick look. There is a transfer sheet like always. These are quite handy to put the name of the positionals on the back of the base so you know which is always a nice little thing to do. We get the normal bases. It seems a long time ago that we got bases with little slots on to put the ball. That doesn't seem to be a thing anymore, which is a shame because I always quite liked them. But yeah, the standard 32 mil bases, which are really massive for these guys. And then yeah, you get two identical frames. So yeah, these are very, very different, and I love it. So many crazy little details on these guys. I particularly like the goose. Yeah, we saw a tease of this, and I really don't think anybody called this one, new Tomb Kings maybe for Blood Bowl, or new Chaos Dwarfs were all like obvious shouts, but Games Workshop seemed to have surprised everyone by pulling out something completely bonkers and out there. And you know what? I think that works for Blood Bowl. When you lean into the wacky, that's always the way to go for this. So yes, we get two identical frames like that. Obviously they normally have a lot of variation, so you can build some different looking positionals. If you have a quick look at the instruction manual that comes with it. Obviously in the second half we'll have these built up and hopefully have some paint on them too. But at least we'll get an idea here of kind of what is in the kit and how it goes together. I do quite like the Gnome Beastmaster. So it looks like that is a positional, and you get the choice of having the badger with it or the goose with it. I don't know if there's any differences from a rule point of view, but that does also mean that you're going to have a spare badger and a spare goose, which, lots of options for Golden Demon entries with that. I'm already thinking a dual entry, goose versus badger. That'd be amazing. And then we get a lot of linemen. Again, like with most Blood Bowl kits, we get some variation for the different heads to mix them up a little bit. It looks like they're completely modular too, so you can have all your linemen looking slightly different. Obviously it's not changing the pose massively, but at least it mixes up kind of what each of them looks like. And then we get the Illusionist 2, which again has got a couple of different heads, and the Woodland Fox with a couple of different heads too. So before we go ahead, let's have a quick look at their stats, because we have got their rules on here, and that's worth noting that if you don't pick up the Spike magazine, you can pick up this box and you've got the rules in there. So they're fairly cheap, but we've got like strength 2 across the board apart from the Treeman, so they're fairly terrible stats. We've got some decent agility stats though. The Fox in particular looks quite interesting. Agility 2+, sidestep, dodge. The my ball rule that he's got means that basically when he picks up the ball, he'll never give it up, because like a dog, it's, you know, his ball and he wants it. So yeah, I guess your Fox picks it up and then just runs down the pitch to try and score, which is amazing. The Beastmaster's got wrestle and jump up and guard. That's pretty cool. And the Illusionist's got Trickster, so that's a new trait. When the player's about to be hit by a block action or a special action that replaces a block action, before determining how many dice are rolled, they may be removed from the pitch and placed in any other unoccupied square adjacent to the player performing the block action. That's quite cool. The block action then takes place as normal. If the player is using this trait is holding the ball and place themselves in the opposition end zone, the block action will be fully resolved once any touchdown is resolved. Okay, so that's quite cool. So you've got a bit of shenanigans there. You've got lots of decent agility and you're pretty quick really. But yeah, in a straight fight you're going to get battered. Now they can take 2 Treemen, which is cool. Obviously they're quite tough as well. And it looks like they've got the same rules as the normal Treeman as well. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So yes, that's the Gnome team itself. Alongside it, there's also another couple of kits that are being released as well, and Games Workshop present us copies of these too. So we've got Rodney Roachbait, who is a star player, who looks amazing. It's a gnome with a fishing rod. If we get this out, I believe his rules should be in the pack. And here's Rodney Roachbait's stats. So 70,000 credits, so he's a fairly cheap star player. And then his catch of the day rule, once per half. If he's standing and begins within 3 squares of the ball, roll a d6. On a 1 to 2 nothing happens. On a 3+ he immediately gains possession of the ball. So he's quite fun. So we've got it's a small kit, so we're not going to see the pieces great on here. In the second half of the video I'll have this built up so you can see what he looks like in the flesh, and I'll talk about how he is to build, but he's not many pieces, so I don't think he's going to be too difficult. So we'll put him to one side for now. Finally as well, we just have the Treeman kit as well. This looks like it's a new Treeman kit. So if you do want some variety, you could maybe have the old Treeman and the new Gnome Treeman on the same pitch. Adds a bit of variety then. And again, it looks like it has got a couple of variations on it, you know, for when you do have multiple Treemen on your team. So again, let's open this up and have a look. This is probably going to be quite a basic kit with just one frame. So we've got the base in the box. And yeah, there's our Treeman. So yeah, really characterful Treeman kit. I really like these. Obviously you could go to town and maybe use some like clump foliage or something to represent the leaves. Yeah, we'll have to see how we put that together when we do it. I've seen some cool Sylvaneth that use that, so yeah, no acorn on this one unfortunately, but like I say, if you do want some variety in your team, you could pick up this and the existing Treeman, and you've got 2 different looking Treeman that you know, mixes things up on the pitch a little bit. And then again, we'll just have a quick look at his instructions. And yeah, he looks like he's going to be fairly simple to put together. Couple of optional parts to mix it up if you do want him looking a little bit different. But yeah, he's not going to be too difficult at all. And then yeah, again, on the back of there you do get the stats for him as well, so that's really handy. So yes, what we're going to do now is jump to the future, and we'll see the kits assembled, hopefully with some paint on them, and talk a bit about Spike Magazine. And before we close out the video, just have a look at some of the completed models. So first of all, let's have a look at Rodney Roachbait, who I've managed to paint up, ready for this video. He was great fun to paint up. So I decided on a kind of colour scheme of orange jerseys and green hats for my gnomes. I spent far too long looking at traditional gnome colours and settled on this because I thought it'd be a little bit different. But this is a really nice model. From the bucket of worms that he's got to the side to the can, I think if you can see it on the video, can of bugmans that he's got, which is just spilling beer down onto the ground. It's so fun. And he's got such a kind of like funny expression on his face as well, where he's like sticking a tongue out, trying to concentrate and catching the ball. yeah, it's really, really good fun. So he's the first gnome I've painted up. But due to the Easter holidays, I'm filming this a little bit earlier than I normally would. So the rest of the team didn't get painted. But hopefully, by the time the video goes out, I've got some paint on more of these. And I'll stick them on the article over in Sprues and Brews. But let's have a look at the miniatures. So the new Treeman was a really, really easy kit to build up. He's got a few optional parts, like in the top there's a bird's nest with some kind of helmets in, and his arms are quite posable. There's also quite a few different branches that can stick on him. So obviously, if you use two of these, you can make them look different. What I'm probably going to do is have this one and one of the previous Treemen that came out alongside the gnomes, the halflings, in order to have two different looking Treemen on the force. The other one also comes with Acorn as well, doesn't it? So he can be taken as a star player by the gnomes. So I think I'm going to have to pick up the other Treeman too. But yeah, really, really nice kit. Went together really easy, and he's a bit smaller than I thought. Previously, for my halflings, I used Colonel Hunters, and they stand quite a bit taller than him. So he's a bit squat. I suspect this is the same size as the normal Treeman. But yeah, I was surprised he was quite smaller than I thought he was going to be, but still a really, really nice kit. And then we've got the positionals. So obviously we've seen these on Warhammer Community, but just wanted to kind of look at the built models. The Beastmaster with his goose, and there's just a little chick as well, which you can just about see on the base. So many little details on these. Now, they are quite fiddly models to build. Obviously, they're small, aren't they? So they've got lots of small parts, and the instructions aren't always the most clear on where the parts are meant to go as well. There's quite a bit of kind of trial and error and dry fitting on them, unfortunately. But yeah, they're really fun models, and I'm looking forward to painting them up. It's worth noting as well, you're going to get a spare badger and a spare goose as well, so I'm sure they could become unit fillers in the old world, or, be of use in games of Age of Sigmar or something. You could maybe even use them as turn counters or something, because, stick them on a base, they'd be quite stable. Another one of my favourite models from the kit are the Foxes too. These guys are really good in game as well. So you get one with his kind of mouth closed, and you get one carrying the ball. So again, looking forward to painting these guys up because they're just ridiculous. So here's a look at the Illusionist as well. Out of all the models, the Illusionist was probably the fiddliest one to put together. I don't know why. I think the instructions just, this arm here holding the ball behind the back, the instructions show it from like this angle, so you can't really see the connection points properly. Once you built it, it's obvious where it goes, but yeah, it's a bit of a faff when you're building it. It looks cool though, and the two balls can be put in either hand, so they look different across both Illusionists in your force as well. So they're really cool. Shout out to the Beastmasters as well. They've got guard from the start, so they're quite handy to have on your team, even though you're quite low strength and pitiful AV values. Having that guard can kind of turn the tide in your favour a little bit. And then finally, we'll just have a look at some of the standard gnomes as well. There's quite a few builds of these. There's lots of optional stuff to put on the ground, and there's quite a few different heads, so you can have all of the gnomes in your team looking different, which is a really nice touch. So there's one built example, and here is another one. And again, some of these are a little bit fiddly to build, but just take your time and they'll be fine. Painting them is going to be really, really fun. So yeah, that is a look at the new gnome team for Blood Bowl. Over on spruesandbrews.com, I've got a full write-up of the new Spike magazine as well. Unfortunately, because I've only got a digital copy, I'm not allowed to show it on the video. So instead of kind of talking through it abstractly, I've done a full write-up over on spruesandbrews.com. So if you are interested in seeing that, head over to the website where I've got a full kind of breakdown of everything that's in the book, the star players, what all the positionals do. It's just going to be easier in that format rather than reading off a screen here that you can't see. It's going to be a bit weird, so I thought we'll stick to that. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you've enjoyed seeing the unboxing of the team and the assembled models. Like I say, I'm going to be working on these as well, so the article over on the site, I'm going to be updating that with some images of these as they're painted. And I'm going to get some games in too, because yeah, I want to send a fox down to score a goal. But yeah, if you have enjoyed the video, why don't give us a follow and like the video. We do lots of unboxings and battle reports and stuff like that, so if you do like this, there'll be more stuff that you enjoy on the channel. If you do want to support the site as well, we have got an affiliate link to Element Games, so if you order your Blood Bowl goodies from there, we get a little bit of a kickback which goes towards helping run the site. But yeah, until next time, have a great weekend and we'll see you soon.